on July 18, 2023, Corporal Hughes of the Mount Dora Police Department responded to multiple calls alleging that off-duty Groveland police officer Joshua Somers had physically attacked his wife at a Frogger's Bar and Grill in Mount Dora, Florida. After conducting an investigation at the restaurant, Corporal Hughes, along with Officer Sanchez and Officer Alcidor of the Mount Dora PD, drove to Mr. Somers' residence, placed him in handcuffs, and escorted him to a police cruiser. The interaction that followed was captured on one of the officer's body cameras.
Can you just stay with him? I gotta call Bruce.
No, I'm going nowhere. I'm not giving you any problems. Nothing. It's not happening.
Hey, she's okay other than that? What happened to Frogger? She's fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we please put these cuffs in front?
On what?
I'm in front.
You know the drill, man.
I do. I'm
Listen,
claustrophobic as
I got you. It's not my call.
I know.
It's my supervisor's.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I got you. And I just stand. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna with you. Like, there's nothing. Please put these in front of me. Please. I'm begging you.
Okay. Just give me a second. Let's just hang tight. Once the supervisor figured out what we're gonna do, then we'll go from there.
I got you.
All right?
Okay. That's fair. This is a 100% misunderstanding. Yes. Hey, grab her. By her hair.
How long you work for Groveland?
October will be 6 years.
6 years.
Yes, sir.
Have a seat there.
Just have a seat for a second, though.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Your camera's on, right? Mom said.
Yep.
Okay. Just have him talk about what happened. Okay. Just ask him. He's already told me that my camera's. What?
Was your dash on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then I gotta talk to him, but do it again. Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to him.
All right. He's gonna talk to her, but I need to know exactly what you already told him. So elaborate. Tell me exactly what happened.
Wait. Look. I walked outside onto the patio.
If it's comfortable for you, you can get out now.
I was on the. I was inside.
Okay.
I walked outside, and I asked where one of our friends' wives was, and and she got shitty with me, so I got her hair, and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Like, she was. I took it as an accusation I was doing something wrong.
Okay.
With my friend's wife. She's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, no." And then I grabbed her hair, and that was that. Like, and then we were good, and then people came out, started, and I was like, "Get away from us, I will f*** you up." And we left and came home, and everything's fine.
All right.
Like that, I mean, that's the legit story.
Officer Somers explains what happened with his wife in the restaurant and does not admit to slamming her head against the wooden railing or forcefully placing his hands around her neck, as the security footage appears to show. According to Section 784.03 of the Florida statutes, the offense of misdemeanor or simple battery occurs when an individual, quote, actually and intentionally touches or strikes another person against the will of the other, or intentionally causes bodily harm to another person. Likewise, under Section 784.03, a person commits felony battery if he or she actually and intentionally touches or strikes another person against the will of the other and causes great bodily harm, permanent disability, or permanent disfigurement, as the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Florida, explained in the 2017 case of United States versus Vail by law, quote, Florida courts have emphasized that so-called great bodily harm in this context does not include slight, trivial, minor, or moderate harm. For example, mere bruises, as are likely to be inflicted in a simple assault and battery, do not satisfy the great bodily harm element. Instead, that element requires that the defendant inflict a severe physical injury on the victim. For instance, in the 2011 case of Gordon v. State, the 3rd District Court of Appeal of Florida held that great bodily harm did not occur when an individual struck another with a bell, causing bruises that healed without requiring medical treatment. And in the 2003 case of Nguyen v. State, the 1st District Court of Appeal of Florida determined there was insufficient evidence of great bodily harm where the defendant shot the victim with a stun gun, causing burn marks but no lasting ill effects.
Were your friends there too, or they were not there? It was just the two of you guys.
My friends were there. One of them happened to be inside. I didn't know where the other one was.
Okay.
That's who I was asking about.
Okay.
So that was it.
How long have you guys been married?
10 years and what's the day?
18.
27. 9 days. It'll be 10 years. Been together with her for 15.
Did somebody call you about the incident? And that's what you call our supervisor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out because we didn't want to disclose any type of information yet.
Fully aware. Honest to God, it was all a misunderstanding. Right? And that's 100%. Would never, ever put her in jeopardy. Lay hands on her, period, end of story.
Josh, we're getting in the car.
I'm gonna beg y'all nicely.
Josh, out the door. He's getting in the car. Get in the car, Josh.
Please put these in front of me. I'm gonna have a panic attack. Please, guys, I'm not gonna fight you. You know that. You know I'm not gonna fight you.
We're not, man. We're not putting him in the...
I know your policy is behind the back.
If you weren't drunk,
Please.
I might, but you're drunk, Josh. Get in the back.
Sir, I can assure you I'm
Josh,
not.
come on.
Please don't do that.
Hey, come on.
Please don't push me like
Come on. Come on.
Get in the car, man.
Josh, okay.
Come on.
Please, please, please. I'm begging you nicely.
Come on, man.
Please, God.
Josh,
Josh,
it's our policy. We're not going to change it. So go ahead.
I got
You're gonna get...
I'm not resisting. Please,
Sit down.
please put this.
I promise
Please
you,
put them in.
I promise you there's plenty of room. Those are very loose.
Just, I'm begging you nicely. Put them in front of me.
Get him in the...
Please.
Josh, get in the car. Come on. You're about to get more charges. Come on.
Hey, sit down. You're good.
Oh my God.
Calm. Take a breath. Take a breath. Josh, take a breath.
I can't. Oh my God.
Repeatedly refuses to comply with the officer's orders to get in the backseat of the cruiser, claiming that he is claustrophobic and will get in the vehicle if they handcuff him with his hands in front of his body. We will discuss the handcuffing issue later in this episode, but according to Section 843.02 of the Florida statutes, which codifies the offense of resisting an officer without violence, quote, whoever shall resist, obstruct, or oppose any officer in the lawful execution of any legal duty without offering or doing violence to the person of the officer, shall be guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree. As the 11th Circuit explained in the 2022 case of Baxter v. Roberts, this offense has two elements. One, that the officer was engaged in the lawful execution of a legal duty. And two, that the individual's action by their words, conduct, or a combination thereof constituted obstruction or resistance of that lawful duty. Applying these elements, Florida courts have determined that citizens can be convicted of resisting without violence for refusing to comply with an officer's lawful order. For instance, in the 2022 case of Senko v. Jackson, the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida noted that the statute, quote, authorized arrest for knowingly obstructing an officer in the performance of his duties, including by refusing to obey a police officer's lawful command. Similarly, in the 1986 case of Savage v. State, the District Court of Appeal of Florida reasoned that, quote, one can resist, obstruct, or oppose an officer without committing a battery. For example, a person might struggle with an officer or refuse to present one's hands for handcuffing, or refuse to lie down when ordered, or refuse to put one's arms behind one's back, or refuse to get in a squad car when ordered to do so. Under this case law, it is highly likely that the court would conclude that Officer Summers' repeated refusal to enter the vehicle would at least give the officers probable cause to believe he had committed resisting without violence.
And you just latch down on me. Dude, I'm begging you. I'm not gonna fight you. I will go. Without.
Fix his handcuffs. We'll do two. Can we do two handcuffs? It'll be better.
No, but just please.
Gonna put him up front, Josh.
I'm not kidding.
We'll give you two cups, okay? As long as you're cool, we're gonna do double cups, but we're not putting them in front of you, bro.
Please put them in front of me. Please, I'm good to go. I will ride.
House the door. Undo the cup. There you go.
Please. Behind me is not gonna work, even if there's two.
Front two. They're not even gonna be pulled behind you, Josh. We cannot do front cuffs.
Please.
They're barely gonna even be behind you.
Make sure the double lock.
They're definitely behind me.
Here.
You're almost able to sit them beside you.
I'm begging.
We've been more than nice to you, Josh.
I've been more than respectful to you as well, Hughes.
All right, well then just have a seat, okay? Just take a breath. That should be better. Your arms aren't behind you anymore.
It's not. Oh my God.
We'll roll the window down for you, okay?
Okay, do me a favor. Check that left arm. God damn.
Give me the and let me do it elsewhere. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, guys. Like, put him in front. I'm good.
It's because you got these wristbands, man. But that's pretty loose now, all right?
Come on.
All right, have a seat.
Yep. I'll drive.
Officer Somers was transported to the Lake County Jail and released on a 2000 bond. He was officially charged with felony domestic battery by strangulation. But on August 4th, 2023, the felony charge against him was reduced to a misdemeanor battery charge. On February 5th, 2024, Officer Somers signed a pretrial intervention contract in lieu of conviction, which under Section 948.08 of the Florida statutes allows first-time or second-time offenders who are charged with any misdemeanor or a felony of the third degree to complete a pretrial intervention program instead of receiving a criminal conviction. While the individual is participating in the pretrial intervention program, criminal charges continue without a final disposition, and if the participant completes the program successfully, the charge can be dismissed without prejudice. In response to Officer Somers' arrest, the Groveland Police Department issued a statement reporting that, quote, following department policy, we immediately placed the officer on paid administrative leave pending a criminal investigation by Mount Dora Police Department and the outcome of an internal administrative investigation that is currently underway. The department also stated that, quote, the charges are deeply concerning and do not reflect our values or the high level of service and conduct to which we hold our employees, both on and off duty. All charges against our employees, especially those of this nature, are taken very seriously, and every member of our team will be held accountable for their actions. As of the date of writing this episode, no investigation results have been publicly announced. Overall, the Mount Dora officers get an A for maintaining respectful and professional demeanors throughout the encounter, conducting a thorough and unbiased investigation, and refusing to show favoritism to Officer Somers due to his status as a police officer. While the arrest may have gone smoother if the officers had agreed to handcuff Officer Somers with his arms in front of his body instead of behind his back, it is unclear whether they would have been permitted to do so under department policy. Even if they did have the discretion to handcuff Officer Somers in front, as one of the officers explained, he appeared to be highly intoxicated. And given the fact that he also had just committed a violent attack, I cannot blame the Mount Dora officers for choosing to restrict his range of motion more effectively. For the most part, the officers remained firm and polite throughout their interaction with Officer Somers, even when he became agitated and non-compliant. And I commend them for their patience and professionalism. Officer Somers gets an F for violently attacking his spouse in a public location, repeatedly refusing to comply with officer orders to get in the cruiser, and demonstrating an alarming lack of emotional stability for an individual who has been entrusted to serve on a police force. Now, while it is possible that Officer Somers actually does suffer from claustrophobia, it seems likely that his reaction to being handcuffed behind the back was at least partially fueled by his apparent intoxication, and his aversion to standard cuffing is part particularly jarring given the fact that he presumably has handcuffed many other individuals in this manner. And although nobody is their best self while under the influence of alcohol, the fact that Officer Somers behaved in such a physically aggressive manner during a public argument with his wife is highly concerning, both for his wife's well-being and for the safety of any citizen who may come into contact with him while he is performing his duties. This type of violent temperament has no place in modern policing, and I would encourage the Groveland Police Department to terminate Officer Somers' employment if they have not already done so.